welcome to this short video about drawing and the properties of a line. Now I'll start off by saying that I'm not trying to teach anybody to suck eggs here, but what I want to do is I'm going to run through a few basic principles of line which hopefully will help assist you with your drawing practice. When I was in school doing technical drawing, the teacher started off the very first lesson by explaining some very basic principles about line. And what he stated were that there are four types of line. There are horizontal lines, there are vertical lines, there are angles, and there are curves and arcs. There are certain aspects and things that these lines do in drawing that, if we know, will help us navigate the subject that we're trying to put down on paper or the surface that we're working on. Horizontal and vertical lines are our friends when we're drawing a subject, because a horizontal line will always be horizontal and a vertical line will always be vertical, in that it will be 90 degrees to each other. It helps us because it gives us fixed anchors within our drawing. When starting a drawing, I always start with something simple. Identify a horizontal line or a vertical line and use that as a datum to draw from. The most important horizontal line is the eye line. To find the eye line, basically what we do is you put a straight edge level with our eyes and look into the subject we're trying to draw and find where that line sits in the view. Now, if you're fortunate, you might have something, part of a building or a wall, which runs completely horizontally. But this is where the difficulty comes, because sometimes it's not necessarily a flat surface, it's just a point in space. We need to identify that, because as we progress with our drawing, we're drawing with that reference point, the eye line. We could have multiple horizontal lines which run parallel to our eye line, but we only have one eye line because our eyes can only be in one place at any given time while we're drawing. The blue line we identified as our eye line, say, and we draw with reference to this. If I start changing the position that my eye is at when I'm drawing, it will give you a confused result, and people, especially beginners, will end up getting lost as they are drawing. Angled lines can follow some simple general rules. A diagonal line which is above the eye line will have a tendency to travel down towards the eye line. So basically, diagonal lines travel downwards above our eye line. Diagonal lines which lie beneath the eye line have a tendency to travel up towards the eye line. These are general rules, and sometimes this may not be the case, and this is where keen observation will always out. Okay, so if you're not sure whether it's travelling up or down, then you need to come up with some other method to determine the angle of the diagonal line. Diagonal lines above or below, as we already established, will run downwards or upwards depending on the position, but as they get closer to the eye line, they will start to flatten out. With diagonal lines, they can disappear off to a vanishing point. This is the point at which they converge or come together. So we've got two diagonal lines coming down. Let's say these are the top edge and the bottom edge of a building, and they're drafting back and going to a vanishing point, in this instance, on the eye line. However, not all diagonal lines from an object will sit on an eye line. This is a common misconception whilst drawing. We could have multiple objects with diagonal lines going to separate vanishing points. For example, these two lines are converging here at that vanishing point. We can have multiple vanishing points within our scene, but only one eye line. Vanishing points can get quite confusing, and there are a lot of textbooks out there which discuss this subject. They're quite technical, and this can be a little bit daunting for the beginner. So what we need to do is we need to assess, or a method for assessing angles, especially if we can't establish where the eye line is in the scene. The best way to determine the angle is to use some kind of tool, and there are various things we can use. Going from a vertical, we could use a protractor. So I could sit here and put a protractor on this point here and measure the angle there, like so, and it's about 56 degrees, something like that. I could get just a very basic angle finder. You just get two pieces of card, put them together and measure the angle, and then transfer that to my drawing surface. But as I get older, I get a bit more absent-minded, and the more things I have to carry or to carry out a process, the more likely I am to forget something, and I don't want to spend time looking for bits and pieces or tools to do a bit of art. I want to just start it as quickly as I can. So when I'm drawing, what I try to do is observe the angle in reference to what I already know, such as the hands on a clock face. So let's look at this angle here for a moment and turn around and say, let's determine that this vertical is the hour hand, and that's sitting at 6 o'clock. So this angle here is the minute hand, and that's roughly about 10 to 6. If I'm looking at this angle down here, right, again it's 6, it's about 20 past 6. And what I do is I do that mentally and sort of assess it as I'm drawing it. I find that this gives me a looser approach to drawing. The more that you do it, the more accurate you can become with measuring angles. Curves and arcs obey the same basic principles as of diagonals, in that when you go above the eye line, they point downwards, or as I like to say, frownwards. As you're below the eye line, the curves go up towards the eye line, like a smile. The further away from the eye line, the closer to a circle you get. But the closer to the eye line you get, the flatter the curve or the arc will become. I'm drawing this freehand, so Okay, so that is basic principles of line. There are 4 types of line: horizontal, vertical, there are angles, there are curves and arcs. Horizontal lines, as a summary, and vertical lines are our friends. They give us datums within the drawing, and that's what we always try to find and start with when we set off trying to capture the scene. They are 90 degrees to each other. Angled lines, we can go on about vanishing points and all that kind of stuff, but a general rule, any angled lines in a scene, once we've established where the eye line is, the angled lines will travel down towards the eye line. Angled lines beneath the eye line will travel upwards. Okay, where the 2 lines come together is the vanishing point. Sometimes that vanishing point may be on our eye line. However, we could have a scene where we get multiple vanishing points from different objects that we are viewing. Multiple vanishing points can be a possibility in a drawing, but there's only one eye line. You must draw and keep your head sort of fixed in the position you're looking at when drawing, and draw everything relative to the eye line. Curves and arcs basically follow the same rules as angles, in that a curve above the eye line will point downwards, frownwards, or a curve below the line will point upwards. The further away the arc goes from the eye line, the rounder it becomes, the closer to a circle. I hope you found this information helpful, and good luck with your drawing practice.